So for example, if the 6th house lord goes into the 8th house, or goes into the 12th house, or the 8th lord goes into the 6th or the 12th house, or the 12th lord goes into the 6th or the 8th house, and similar combinations happen, then it is called the VIPREET Rajayoga. So planet placed, any of the Dusthana planets going into any of the Dusthana houses gives you the VIPREET Rajayoga. Now let's look at the combinations which are possible. One combination is that the 6th lord goes into the 8th house, or the 8th lord goes into the 6th house. Now the 6th and 8th houses form a 3-11 relationship with each other. What does it mean? It means that the 8th house being the 3rd house from the 6th house, the fruits that you will get out of the 8th house will come from the efforts that you do for the dissemination of the 6th house. Which means if the 6th lord is in the 8th house, then going 3 houses away from itself, going into the house of effort, 3rd house of effort, self-enterprise, communication, using of skills, it shows that the house of challenges, 6th house is the house of challenges, and inimical forces working behind your back, competitive forces and enemies who have an agenda to put you down or overcome you and put you behind and go overhead you and past you, or to take your credit or take your rewards. And this is also the house of service. So it means that in general life, on a day-to-day basis, because the 6th house is also the house of day-to-day activities, it means that when it goes into the 8th house on a day-to-day basis, every now and then, because of competitive forces which are working behind your back, specifically related to or more related to work or career, you may face unnecessary or sudden upheavals and turmoils in your life. Yes, VIPREET Rajayoga will not always give you good results. In fact, 90% of the times it is designed to give you challenges and big challenges, and through how you overcome the challenges, it brings goodies or goodness to you. That is the opportunity given to you. That is, instead of giving you challenges, an opportunity given to you that if you can overcome those challenges, because they are going to be more than before, then obviously the rewards will also be bigger and greater than you expect. So 6th lord going into the 8th house, sudden challenges, upheavals coming up because of inimical forces working behind your back, challenges working behind your back, inimical forces creating issues for you. And through your effort, sustained effort over a period of time, using your communication skills, using your skills to market and brand yourself to create more trust in people, and through your communication skills, through your branding, through working hard, sustained, steady working hard over a period of time, creating the trust in people and then gaining from them. How can you gain from them? While the 6th house and 8th house form a 3 and 8 relationship, which means 8th house is 3rd from the 6th house. The 6th house on the other hand is 11 houses away from the 8th house, which means if you put effort, sustained effort, use tactful communication and ethical communication without putting anybody down, but working hard on your own skills, on your own strengths, then over a period of time you win over those people, you win over competition, and you overcome all trauma and you overcome all inhibitions and the upheavals which are relentlessly put in your path. And the 11th house being the house of aspirations and desires being met, ultimately you meet your desires, you are able to fulfill your desires, you are able to fulfill your aspirations after relentless hard work, sustained hard work, tactful, diplomatic hard work, where you are not cutting corners, you are not taking shortcuts and reaching out to people, building relationships, trying to shed the designs of enmity and working on more fruitful relationships, and through that creating the fruitful relationships, creating more societal connections. The 11th house to the 8th house is the 6th house. So through that creating the relationships and creating the connections, creating the social network and then benefiting from it. That is the 6th and 8th combinations and dissemination. It is almost the same. Instead of the 6th lord going to the 8th house, if the 8th house goes into the 6th house, it means that societal challenges will be the ones which will create trauma for you. Your societal connections or misuse of your societal connections or not being able to work with people at a society level or while you're working in your career, while you're working in a large organization, will create issues, sudden trauma for you, and without the effort, without working on relations, you will not be able to meet your desires, you will not be able to have better and fruitful relations with your network at your workplace or with your colleagues. But the simple message is, without working hard, without having good communication, sustained communication, open-hearted communication where you mean well, you are trying to serve others with humanity, without any unethical demeanor on your part, over a period of time, sustained relations and working on them will give you the rewards. Now, while the 6th and 8th combination is 3 and 8, what is the relation between 6 and 12? The relationship between 6 and 12 is 1 and 7. Or 7 and 7, for example. 6th house is 7th from the 12th house and the 12th house is 7th from the 6th house. The 7th house from any house are the other people or who you deal with on a day-to-day basis. Those people who you work with or deal with on a day-to-day basis, or your spouse or your partners or people at workplace is denoted by the 7th house. So 6 and 12th house means it is a 7-7 relationship, which means that 6th house of competition, inimical forces and issues going into the 12th house of waste and excess and losses, which means if you are not able to create fruitful, meaningful relations at work, and if you are not able to overcome your competition with sustained working on relationships, because 1 and 7, 7th house from the 1st house Lagna is relationships also. It is the natural house is Libra.